In this video, we're going to talk about 4 ways to completely be healthy. No beating around the bush, no, sugarcoating, all of that. Okay, number 1, eat a 100% organic diet. I recommend the Primal diet. Now, the Primal diet is raw meat, raw milk, raw honey, raw cream, raw yogurt, raw everything. A completely raw diet filled with all the healthy gut bacteria, minerals, nutrients, all of the enzymes, the bioavailable nutrients. What does that mean? Your body absorbs the nutrients instantly. You're going to hear a lot of things like, oh, eating raw meat's dangerous. If you eat raw meat, you're going to get parasites. It's never been proven. There's no scientific evidence that proves that parasites, first of all, are transmissible, meaning that they are jumping in the air, jumping from the food inside your body. Not true. Multiple tests have been done by a man called Argenis von der Planets, and he did tests on himself where he ate worm-infested meat, worm-infested salmon, and he did feces test, he did a urine test, he did a blood test, and not a single test showed any trace of a parasite. There was also a man called Dr. Pottinger who fed a group. He had 900 cats, and a small group of those cats, a percentage of them, he gave them a completely raw diet. Raw meat, raw eggs, raw milk. Not a single one of them developed a parasite, but they did get stronger, and every single generation of cat, every single generation, they got stronger and stronger and more intelligent, higher IQ, and stronger and stronger and stronger. There is no evidence showing that raw foods can transmit parasites into your body. And the first thing that people need to understand is the only reason parasites come in your body is when you are experiencing a heavy metal overload. That's the only time parasites come in your body. The parasites come in the body, they come to help you. They are your friends. There are so many studies that show parasites eating metal in a shark, parasites eating metal in a fox, parasites eating the metal in a dog and a cat, in a human. There's so many studies that show that parasites are an indication. There's even one study on PubMed that they've taken off, by the way. I was trying to look for it for this video, but I can't find it. And it was on PubMed, and they said that parasites are an indication of a heavy metal overload. So if you are eating a very, very poor diet, if your diet is loaded with additives, loaded with metals, chocolates, candies, fast food, fried food in plastic, canola, corn, soy, rapeseed oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, goodness me. Of course, parasites are going to start accumulating in your body because they're going to come into your body. Your body's going to create them to eat all the rubbish that you've consumed. If you are eating a 100% grass-fed, grass-finished Primal diet, you are not going to develop parasites. You are not going to develop them. And the idea that parasites are dangerous and they are there to eat you up is ludicrous. There's not a single study showing that. Right, now, you want to also make sure you're hydrating properly. What I recommend is raw milk and watermelon. These things hydrate you like nothing else, okay? You want watermelon, you want raw milk, and you want raw cream. And anyway, when you're eating the Primal diet, the meat and the fish is raw and the chicken is raw, so you're gonna get super hydrated. You don't even really need to if you do any research into all of the ancient tribes, you're going to find out that none of them actually drink any water. None of them drink water. They all drink raw milk, and they have some fruit, some vegetable juice, and that's it. Vegetable juice is another good one. I haven't really touched on that yet, but I think vegetable juice is really, really good, and it's loaded with nutrients. John has talked about that. Celery juice, and you can do celery juice with some parsley, and you can do celery juice with an apple. You can mix it up with some fruits. Absolutely 100% amazing. Vegetable juice is absolutely jam-packed with nutrients. Okay, so that's number 1, nutrition. Okay, we've covered nutrition and hydration. That's how you're gonna If you do the Primal diet, that's going to cover about 70%. Okay, let's just say, because that's a big one. Okay, now the second thing that you need to do, and this is something that absolutely nobody, I've heard nobody in the fitness industry, you know, these mainstream influencers mention this at all, is EMF pollution, RMF pollution. What is that? Pollution coming from electromagnetic technology. That's what it is. It's the pollution coming from the laptop, dirty electricity, that's what we're talking about. Coming from the cell phone, coming from the laptop, coming from the computer, coming from your smart TV, smart phone, smart watch, your Aura Ring, all these goofy things that you don't need. The Bluetooth, you don't need Bluetooth. The Wi-Fi, you don't need Wi-Fi. Just get an Ethernet cord, stick it all in there. Get an Ethernet cord, get an adapter, stick it into the router, stick one into your TV, stick one, you don't have to get rid of all of your stuff. You can still keep all of it. Stick one into your TV, stick one into your Xbox, stick one into your phone, stick one into your laptop. No more Wi-Fi pinging around in your house. No more radar. Nobody watching you now and doing weird stuff. Nobody's doing that now. No more radars going in your house and stuff, and nobody knows where all your good possessions are hidden, because that's what it does. That's what Wi-Fi does. It a radar frequency which is vibrating out of the frequency of visible light, which is the light that we can see. We can only see within the frequency of visible light. Wi-Fi is vibrating much higher than the frequency that we can see in, and obviously we can't see the Wi-Fi fields and stuff like that, and that is giving off some sort of giving a radar frequency. So basically what's happening is the Wi-Fi is showing people who you probably don't want to see, you know, what you're doing in your house, where you are in your house, what you're doing, your routines and stuff. They're basically watching you. That's how they do it. They do it through Wi-Fi. Well, that you get yourself an EMF meter. Make sure you get an EMF meter so you can actually measure all of the frequency levels in your home. And you should be on 0.0. That's what every single person's house should be, 0.0. You know, and if you're somebody who's looking for a home, and if you're somebody who is, you know, you're in the process of purchasing a home, you want one with copper pipes. You want one with a chimney. You want one with an analog meter. You want an old-fashioned house. Clothing. Now this is something that I don't even talk about. I never talk about clothing. I'm going to talk about it now though. You want to make sure that all your clothes, first of all, boys and girls, make sure that you have thrown everything that's polyester in your house. Make sure you've thrown all of that out, because you just don't need it. It is static. It's rubbing against your body, giving you skin issues. All that plastic is going in your skin. All that plastic is just going all inside you and clogging up your arteries and clogging the pipes up and stuff like that. Just get 2 cotton shirts, 2 cotton underwear, 2 cotton trousers, 2 cotton socks, 2 cotton hats, 2 cotton scarves, 2 cotton gloves. It's really, really simple. You know, wear the most organic fibers. You're going to feel better. Your body's going to say thank you, you know. And if you want to upgrade, even more than cotton, I would suggest hemp and linen that was ever made, because it's how it's made. First of all, it takes so long to make it. It takes so long for them to make it and stuff. And when you touch the fabric, you know that it's just absolutely super high quality. And another fabric that's really, really good is hemp. Hemp has really special abilities. It actually goes back to the third thing that I was talking about, the EMF pollution. Hemp blocks radio frequencies. You know, there was a lot of hemp production going on, and a lot of people don't really talk about how the hemp production all slowed down, and then Monsanto came with DuPont, and they teamed up together and they started rolling out all this plastic, all this polyester, all this viscose, all this lycra, all this PVC, all of these polymers, you know, and they started rolling out all of this stuff. And then, you know, people just didn't really didn't notice that, but you can get hemp as well. Thanks so much, guys. I hope this video helped you. I wanted to compile just simple steps that you could take to completely elevate your health, especially for the normies, you know, who might not know that much about nutrition, not that much about the EMF pollution and why the government is throwing out EMF technology like candy, and you know, about clothing fabrics. These are just simple steps that you can take and implement in your life, just actionable steps. And obviously there are many other things that you can do, but if you've got these basics covered, these foundations, you know, you are gonna know that you're on the right track.